The checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
In March 2023, the construction cost index increased by 1.7% compared to the previous month, according to the preliminary data from the National Statistics Office of Georgia. As of the document, the change was mainly due to a 14.8% increase in the average monthly nominal wages of employees in the construction sector, which contributed 2.55 percentage points to the total index change. Compared to February 2022, the construction cost index increased by 6.6%. The latter was largely caused by the 4.8% increase in the prices for construction materials, which contributed 2.69 percentage points to the total index change. Russia has cancelled visa regime for Georgian citizens. According to Putin's decree, the visa regime will be abolished from May 15. In addition, Russia President Vladimir Putin has also lifted the ban on flights to Georgia from Russian airlines. The relevant order has been posted on the official internet portal of Russia. Russian airlines will operate 7 direct flights from Moscow to Tbilisi per week, according to the press service of Ministry of Transport of Russia. According to the document, the order of President of Russian Federation dated June 2019, which prohibited Russian airlines from flying between Georgia and Russia, was declared invalid. Georgian President Salome Zurabishvili termed Russian President Vladimir Putin's move exempting Georgian citizens from visa requirements and lifting a ban on direct flights another provocation. According to President Zurabishvili, the move is unacceptable while Russia continues aggression against Ukraine and occupation of Georgia's territories. Another Russian provocation, resuming direct flights and lifting the visa ban with Georgia, is unacceptable as long as Russia continues its aggression on Ukraine and occupies our territory, she tweeted. Russia has lifted a visa requirement for Georgians per a decree signed by Russian President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday. By another decree, President Putin cancelled the ban on direct flights of Russian airlines and the sale of tours to Georgia that had been in force since 2019. Deputy Economy Minister Mariam Kurivishvili echoed Russia's recent move to lift the ban on direct flights to Georgia. She claims the very decision will significantly facilitate the travel of up to 1 million Georgian citizens living in the Russian Federation. Kurivishvili vows the country prioritize its population, their well-being, and everything that serves their economic strengthening. She explained that number of direct flights were carried out from Russia to many countries, while stressing that no sanctioned airlines operate in Georgia. Non-sanctioned airlines and aircraft, if they apply, will be permitted to fly direct flights in Georgia, just as they do in Israel, Turkey, Azerbaijan, and United Arab Emirates, she noted. The volume of container cargo shipments in Poti port hit a record high in April 2023. The port handled 53,000 TEU containers in April, which was 91.3% higher compared to April 2022. Overall, the volume of containers handled by APM terminal Poti in the first 4 months of 2023 was 177,000 TEU, which was 73% higher compared to the same period of the last year. Along with this, receiving of container ships has also increased significantly. Since the beginning of the year, APM terminal Poti received 74.6% more than last year. As an increase is also observed in the number of containers imported by railway. In January-April 2023, the number of incoming and processed containers was the highest among the number recorded in the last 3 years. The International Monetary Fund raised Georgia's economic growth forecast for 2023 by 1 percentage point from 4 to 5%. James John, mission chief of the International Monetary Fund, reported. James John said inflation would remain below MBG's 3% target in 2023. Looking ahead, growth is projected to convert to its potential rate of a little above 5% in 2023, while inflation would remain below the ambitious 3% target, reflecting the forecast described above, including a continued tight monetary policy stance with positive real interest rates. Over the medium term, growth is expected to remain close to potential, supported by infrastructure investments and an expected improvement in global economic and financial conditions. Inflation is forecast to be close to the target in 2024, given high uncertainty regarding global economic and financial developments and political conditions. Policies should remain focused on entrenching macroeconomic and financial stability and maintaining the momentum for structural reforms, said IMF mission chief. I think that if Mr. Putin wanted to show that he cares about Georgia, he would withdraw the Russian troops from Abkhazia and Tkhinvali and fulfill his obligations under the 2008 ceasefire agreement, cancel Russia's recognition of Abkhazia and Tkhinvali, the U.S. ambassador to Georgia, Kelly Degnan, said. According to her, the United States cannot comment on whether this will affect Georgia's candidate status. This raises the question why Putin is doing this for Georgia now. I'm sure no one believes that he cares about the comfort of Georgian passengers. We have seen that sometimes Putin uses the presence of Russians in the country to interfere in this country. I think many Georgians are already worried about the presence of hundreds of thousands of Russians in Georgia who arrived last year. Now we hear from the Russian tourist agency that another million may arrive as a result of the opening of direct flights, said Degnan.
The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.